Hello, gamers, yet again. It is your enthusiastic and emotion filled host for GT Gaming Den. Uh, it's Monday afternoon. It's beautiful. I'm in semi good health, and I was just thinking to myself, I should probably make another video since I was just rambling about a particular topic downstairs in my living room. Today's topic is we're going back to Assassin's Creed, but I'm going to be talking about the best real estate parts of Assassin's Creed, and well, there's really no better way to say it. I'm just gonna rank, the different games in terms of like their best monetary income generations, and I was just basically talking to myself about which ones were the best, and to sum it up, in terms of my top three, it would be Assassin's Creed 2's Mondrione, Brotherhood's Rome, and Rogue's Templar Estates. I don't fucking know what they really called in that, but to be more detailed, the reason why I give Mondrione the top spot is because it was the first one that introduced it for the Assassin's Creed series, and they just did it in such a great way that it just felt perfect. You roll on into your uncle's fucking villa. It's trashed. It's shit. In the span of a couple sequences, it becomes a dilapidated, rusting, falling apart city into a bustling, beautiful economy of tourists and other activities, so to speak. And you just get a shit ton of income. And I mean, let's just take my playthroughs in general, for example. What I normally do for Assassin's Creed 2 is for the first couple of hours, I would just pickpocket every motherfucking rich person in Florence till I got like 90,000 to 100,000 florins, I think that was the currency. And I would just put them all into the buildings. The bank, the doctor, the blacksmith, all of them, the art shop, all of them. And I would essentially get, was it 7,000 or 8,000 florins every 20 minutes? And it's rather small at first because you can increase it more and more if the more weapons you get, the more armor you get, and all that shit. But in terms of like a huge boost from the start, I always thought of it in my head as, okay, I do a random mission. It only takes about 15, 20 minutes to do it. By the time I'm done with that mission, it'll give me, a couple hundred florins. Oh, fuck no. Mondrione just produces 7,000 florins for me. So I just thought of it as, oh, hey, if I get my fucking shit upgrade from the start, that's an instant 7,000 for every mission I do. And trust me, that money adds up once you start doing the other side content. It was a preemptive, get this shit done early to reap the rewards later on in the future. But beyond that, I just loved Mondrione. He had a lot of style and characterization. It was the first one that introduced it. It was really simple and to the point. But going on from that, the second best one is Rome from Brotherhood. And I think the only reason why that one was good is because you expanded greatly. Instead of a small town like Mondrione, you're literally rebuilding a fucking city because the Borgias decided to run it to the fucking ground. And the rewards from that were a little bit more noticeable. I think it was boosted a little bit, especially with what I discovered, at least on the PC version. There was the investments that where a bunch of other players can invest into a shop and you might get some money back, you might lose some, who knows. But it was just a ways to get extra items. But beyond that, the only benefit that I saw from upgrading Rome as opposed to Mondrione was the banks gave you your money as opposed to the chest from Assassin's Creed 2. And it's really tiresome. Like when you see that notification, you got money in your chest, you had to fast travel back to Mondrione, run through the city, run up the steps, get into the fucking house, and book it right until you got to the study where Claudia is acting like a bitch, where she's like, if you don't collect your money, I'll just pocket some myself. Oh, yeah, so you're the one that helped rebuild this whole city, bitch? Be happy you have a place to stay. But that's where, Brotherhood fixes it up. You can just go to any bank that you want. They won't give you any fucking sass. Just like, hey, there's your money, boss. Go for it. And there's a lot more points where you can get your money. There's like 5 or 6 banks as opposed to just one chest from 2. So that's like the one benefit as opposed to... And also, If you rebuilt all of Rome, you get the infamous Auditory Cape, which got a buff as opposed to Assassin's Creed 2. For those who don't know, you collect the 100 feathers in Assassin's Creed 2, you get the Auditory Cape. What does the Auditory Cape do for you? Makes you notorious. Fucking GG. But in Brotherhood, it has the exact opposite. It makes you anonymous. Permanently. So if you have the Auditory Cape on, no matter what you do, whether it's high-profile assassinations or pickpockets or killing the Borgia runners, you get no notoriety increase, which means guards will, pick on you as much. But from there, we get into third place, which is Rogue's monetary system, which was basically a half-assed version of Rome. You get to rebuild the colonies in the North Atlantic. And given, it didn't feel as bad because it was a lot more simple. There's the fucking torn down general stores or the harbor masters or landmarks. You repair them, you get money. But what makes it get third place, I guess, is just because of the simple fact of one simple collectible essentially breaking the urns that you get, and that's the prosperity gems. 10 gems spread across the entire map. Unfortunately, if you spend a couple bucks on the map time saver, you could just literally book it to every location from the first couple hours of the game. Well, you have to wait until Sequence 3, because I think that's when you unlock the colonies, but get the majority of them, so as soon as you start building these cities, or not the cities, the shops, you just make a shit ton of money. Like, I can't recall how much I made on my Rogue save, but if I remember correctly, on the PC version at least, because I played on PS3, one of the best decisions I made, picking Rogue over Unity, but that's another story. You can make like £1 million before you beat the game. If you decide to prioritize building the shops first and then doing the side content, easily a millionaire Templar. And I think that's like the only reason why it wins is because in third place is because it's simple. It's not bogged down by other, bullshit. I mean, most of the, real estate ventures aren't really bogged down by anything, but it's still simple, and it's very fucking rewarding if you decide to go the extra step of getting those prosperity gems. But moving on from that, what were the other ones? The fourth place, in my opinion, I really hope I'm not skewing the fucking numbers now. Fuck, I literally just had this talk to myself 10 minutes ago. Fourth place would be the cafe in Assassin's Creed Unity. And the cafe's nothing really spectacular. I mean, I think it's kind of hysterical. The assassins pick a cafe of all places to do their, covert ops. But the cafe was pretty stylish. Once you upgrade it, it looked really well done. It looked stylish. Great place for patrons to get their fucking morning coffee, yada, yada, yada. And it did generate a good chunk of change. And I guess the only reason why it would be just as broken is if you took advantage of the co-op missions. Because I still remember in the early days of Unity that the easiest way to make money was just by doing like the 8th or 9th mission where you had to steal a painting from the buildings. And you have like a 1 in 5 chance of doing it, but still, even if you failed it, it gave you a massive chunk of francs. And you could choose one of two things. You can either put that money to upgrading Arno up to star 4, so you can just cheese that mission even easier and just farm it up over and over and over again, or put it into the cafe and get some monetary income. And that's all I can really say about the cafe. It was a stylish place. It was a lot more simpler to build because there was only like 5 or 6 upgrades, and it got you some good francs. And the sooner you build that up, the more money you can get later on, especially with the fucking collectathon fuckfest that was Unity between the cockatiels, the chests, and all that shit. To those that actually managed to get that fucking trophy for opening up every chest in Paris, I fucking salute you, because I know that pain. I platinumed the fuck out of Unity, and it was a fucking chore. But anywho, next step would be Revelations. That's the next one on the list. Number 5. The only reason why I placed Revelations at 5 as opposed to the rest of them is, it still generates a shit ton of fucking money. And I do like the ideas the assassins are expanding their grasp, because as opposed to like Mondarione, it was a small section, and then Brotherhood, you got to have Rome. Oh no, fuck that. In Revelations, you're once again rebuilding a city. You're rebuilding Constantinople, but then you get to send your assassins out into the Mediterranean for the Mediterranean defense. The assassin contracts. Just like in Brotherhood, you could send your assassins on contracts all across Italy. Oh, no, no, no. You can also do that shit in fucking, Revelations for the Mediterranean. And the boost, the bonus with that was, as opposed to Brotherhood, was, okay, you send them out on contracts, they bring back rewards depending on the percentage, the chance of success. In Revelation, same concept, but there was now a control system. If you ruin the Templars' control, boom, now it's an assassin-controlled city, and there was like 13 cities. But what you could do is you could send your assassins on missions to like repair structures, put in outposts, etc., and now you start making money from those cities as well. Needless to say, Ezio became a rich motherfucker in Constantinople compared to the other cities he was in. You managed to control all the cities, keep the influence up. You were probably making 30, 40,000 Constantinople bucks. I don't know. I forgot the fucking Acre. It was Acre. I'm surprised I'm actually remembering all the monetary fucking values here. But it was Acre. You can make like thousands of it. More so than the fucking florins from the past games. But there was a catch. You had to keep playing janitor and keeping that fucking, control up. And that was probably the most annoying bit of all. Was just, having to keep sending assassins constantly every 20 minutes to keep your influence up. Yeah, you could skip it every so often. It was at 100. But once it started getting like 20%, you really had to send those fuckers out. Otherwise, you would lose the control. The Templars would take control of it. And boom, you get less money. Now, was it need to get everything in the game? Fuck no, it wasn't. You didn't have to do all that. You could still do the base Constantinople shit, and there you go. But if you're a guy like me who wants to be a wealthy old motherfucker, yeah, you want to get everything under control and make as much money as possible. Bigger numbers, bigger happy. But it was just so annoying because the thing was, I never knew that existed on the PS3 version. I must have totally glanced over it. But then I played it on PC, I discovered it, and I was like, oh, I won! But unfortunately, it was that one simple extra button press and management that really bogged it down. It could have been so much easier because as far as I could remember, you had your base 10 or 15 assassins, but then once you took over these cities and you established assassin outposts, you can recruit more assassins and send them there. You mean it couldn't have, like what? You couldn't have implemented a system where they automatically did the missions for you? Just like auto-assign them a mission? Be like, hey, yeah, like keep doing this shit every 20 minutes. Boom, there you go. No, they decided to make it hard for you. You had to do like an extra 2 or 3 minutes of, having to send assassins on missions if you want to keep getting that extra Acre. Which, to me, just isn't worth the fucking time because then it just boils down to, as opposed to, you build the fucking shit up, you're done, and you just wait 20 minutes to go to a bank and get your money. It was a lot simpler. No, now you had to go to a fucking pigeon coop, and you had to send numerous assassins out on missions. That would take 3 to 4 minutes. It just became a repetitive, do mission, go to coop, send assassins out, exit, do missions, go to fucking coop, yada yada yada. It was really fucking boring and repetitive, and it just pissed me off. So that's why that gets the fucking 5th spot. And then the 6th slot. The 6th spot. Assassin's Creed Syndicate's gang system. The train. I like the train. I like the idea that it was a mobile command center. But it was really... It felt more like a perk system for the gang than it was a monetary system. Yes, you could invest into businesses, so to speak, through the gang perk tree where, okay, you can put some of your fucking pounds into some local businesses and they'll give you a cut of the proceeds, but it was such a small amount that it didn't really influence it that much. Like, yeah, you would still benefit it, and it'd be a good idea to get that shit up as much as you can before you did, like, the Fight Club segments, because if you wanted to be really smart, do the fucking train first, get that shit upgraded, and then farm up the Fight Clubs. Because I did that, I'll confess it. I was the asshole that spent 5 to 6 hours plus on the Fight Club segments to get myself upgraded to level 10 so I can get all the fucking goodies at the start and just kill all my enemies in one fucking execution streak. But I did that. And at the end of the day, you would get the fucking train upgrade before sequence 2 or 3, wherever the fuck the structure was for that game. But again, the rewards from, like, the monetary real estate segment, it was really dumbed down. It was nothing more than just press a button, there you go, you'll get money every now and then. Given it was similar to, like, that was in Unity, but at least there was a lot more style. You got to see the cafe evolve, and it gave you a little bit more money, as opposed to a train where it was static, and it was just, oh, hey, just collect this, just press X to get that resource, and there you go. You get some money every 20 minutes. Even though it was way more insignificant, you could put that towards something else. That's why that gets the 6th slot. It was really simple, not that meaningful. I still like Syndicate. It wasn't too bad. I loved it. It was in England. But then we get to the 7th slot, the last one, the fucking worst of the worst, and that was the Homestead system from fucking Assassin's Creed 3. And the only reason why that one sucked was, again, it was similar to Revelations, where you had to go through all these extra steps to make money. Best case of point was, I bet a lot of you guys who played 3, you hunted down beaver pelts, because that was, like, the best source of money early on. You probably sent them on those fucking convoys to various areas. That was the fucking extent of the system. You had to fucking go to the book, you had to manage it yourself, and you had to fucking personally send the shit out. As opposed to, you just buy a couple buildings, those guys send the money to you directly, and you just pick it out of a fucking chest. It just felt really bogged down. I mean, given you did get some good money, but as opposed to the earlier games where you can get some badass armor and some weapons, everything felt gated in Assassin's Creed 3. That was like the whole issue that I had. All you really had to do, guys, if you pre-ordered the game or if you got the remastered edition, just do Vlad's fucking tomb. No. Vlad's tomb was for Revelations. Never mind. The Aztec tomb. Do the Aztec tomb, you get the Aztec sword. Guess what? You got the best melee weapon in the game. Because I think that was like 5.54. Did a fuck ton of damage. Execution streaks were instants. Speed was fucking perfect. That was it. You were done with the game. You didn't have to worry about weapons for the rest of the game because the fucking pistols sucked ass. You didn't get the 2-round pistols until basically the end of the fucking game. And the artisans that you would get, yeah, the one that would actually let you craft, more ammo or more smoke bomb capacity. Oh, yeah, you get her like 75% of the game. There was no point in doing the Homestead missions because it just felt like all the best rewards were locked towards the end, which was a contrast as opposed to Black Flag that came out a couple years later, where everything was basically unlocked to you from the start. You could choose if you wanted to get the best shit from the start, which is why I kind of prefer Black Flag over 3. But yeah, it just, the fact that all that shit was locked off towards the end, there was no point in making money because, fuck it, you were just good from the start. Especially with the Assassin system. The Brohead system in 3 was the most broken because you got everybody up to level 10, they killed everyone in one fucking hit. I shit you not. But yeah, it's like Homestead gets 7th place because all those extra things you have to do the convoys, and even then it wasn't guaranteed because depending on, like the routes or, if you give extra security, I think, there's a chance that shit could be attacked and you would lose those pelts, you would lose that money. It was so fucking stupid. The money system in 3 was just completely fucking pointless. You're better off just focusing on the story. And that's when the side content is bad, if you just want to focus solely on the story. Just like the latest Ubisoft games, as opposed to the older ones where the side content actually felt meaningful and fun to do. Especially that one side mission, Assassin's Creed 2, where you were like racing against a thief, and Ezio got the ultimate reward of shagging her in a hay bin. Oh yeah, I haven't forgotten. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's just my fucking ranking. Mondrione top spot, Rome gets 2nd. Rogues Templars take its third, you know, and just from there. Fuck, I don't even remember them. I guess that's how bad they were. Shit. Oh well, who cares? But that's all I wanted to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just wanted to, have my little, conversation about, like, the best real estate slash monetary income rewards of the Assassin's Creed series. I probably missed one game that had a similar one, but who fucking knows? Like, those are the only ones that I can remember at the top of my head, because there wasn't really a whole lot of games that had them. I mean, the majority of them did, but, like, some that didn't have them, I wish they did. Like, again, Black Flag out of all of them. I wish Edward would get those smarts, to invest his illegal gotten gains from the ships into some businesses. Like, what? He can't buy a tavern out for some money. He can't buy a harbor master, especially those places are probably getting a shit ton of money between all the ships that are coming in the port that need to, like, get some goods or repair their ships, or the fucking privateers that just want to lay back for the night and go to a fucking pub. He could have been making so much fucking money if he would have just used some fucking thinking to put some money into those shops. But, he just wanted to be a fucking pirate like all pirates are, which, hey, can't blame him. Yo, hard fiddly dee, a pirate's life for me! But, yeah, that's all. I'm going to cut it off here. Hope you guys enjoy your Monday. Keep on gaming. Rack up them fucking scores. Yada, yada, yada. Take care. Ta-la!